First and foremost, pageantry pays. It pays good money. Yeah. I actually had 1 week to learn every single thing about pageantry because the contest was actually in 1 week.
A lot of these people do not understand that almost 60% in a proper pageant is judged off stage.
Exactly.
And in the night of this, it's just showbiz.
A reason as why I started Crown with Care Foundation. First and foremost, I graduated with a degree of bachelor's in arts, gender and development studies.
One of the things that we do at Mr. and Miss University, we take you through a vigorous bootcamp, probably 3-4 weeks, that will mold you to become a different person.
And I think that's what people don't see. People just see the end product. You don't see the process. Immediately you get to see the process, I think you'll appreciate the end product.
Exactly. A lot of people understand and they appreciate later on that if it wasn't for that training that was given, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Exactly. Modeling is not about the beauty. It's not about the fashion. It's about your heart.
Go have fun, but make sure you deliver 100% and leave God for the rest.
God, yeah.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depends where you are watching us from. This is Sash and Style, episode 12, season 2. Today I have an amazing guest. She's a daughter, she's a friend, she's a model, she's a manager. Sometimes I don't know how, because they have so many titles, I don't know how to introduce them. So I'd like her to introduce herself.
Okay. Hi, Liki.
Hi.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, where have you been?
I've been good. So for everyone watching, my name is Sandra Atieno, better known as Miss Sandy Kenya. I am a model, a content creator, a gender expert. Yes, amongst many other things that I'm trying to still discover along the way. Yes.
Wow. I think either by design, you just decided to forget about the biggest thing about Sash and Style, which is pageantry, which I think is what you love most.
I have said.
You did?
I have said I'm a model. I have. Director, please rewind.
You know,
I have stated that.
Model is quite broad. So probably because I'm so focused on pageantry, that's I didn't hear.
Yeah.
But I just want to know, one, I know you are the current Miss University runners-up, Africa, Kenya. But I want to know where your journey all started.
Yeah.
Where did you discover yourself as a model, as a beauty queen? When, how, where?
I think that was in 2018, yeah? So in 2018, I was in Egerton. I joined Egerton in 2017.
Egerton, that's Egerton University?
Yes, Egerton University,
okay.
yeah. So in 2017, and began my modeling journey in 2018. And it all started by a silly comment from a friend who just asked me, there was a pageant contest that was happening, Mr. and Miss Egerton.
Yes.
And my friend actually asked, you're not contesting for Miss Egerton University? And I was like, you're joking. You know when people make statements and you're like, kumbe, I can actually like really like start or join modeling. So after that, I decided to, actually it was at the back of my mind.
So friend, was this a random friend, girlfriend, or the boyfriend? Sometimes we find boyfriend convincing you, the most beautiful thing that you know. Then you go there and find, oh, they're prettier people than me.
Yeah.
Was it boyfriend? Just a random friend?
No, it wasn't a boyfriend. It was actually, I wouldn't say one of my closest friends. In Egerton, I used to know so many people. Like I was a people's person,
Yes.
So I was just like, I would describe him as just a friend. Wow. So I think from the conversations, once I was like, I got intrigued as to why he said that. He added that I dress well.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So I think that is why he asked me that question.
Oh, yeah.
Probably not because of beauty or because maybe it's because of the outfits that I was wearing in campus. I'm also not saying I was the best,
Yeah.
but I used
But
to
you did
put
well.
effort, yeah,
Yes.
in my outfits.
Yes. So you went for, was it auditions, or you just went and now in Egerton, once you come to the training, you
Yeah,
qualified?
yeah. Actually, I didn't go for Miss and Miss Egerton. So in Egerton, we have different faculties. So we have two major faculties that usually holds their pageant events. That is either Mr. and Miss Health Sciences or Mr. and Miss Agriculture. And anyone and everyone from any other faculty could go and contest for that pageant.
Yes.
So there was Mr. and Miss Health Science happening. And that's when I decided to actually give it a shot. So I actually had 1 week to learn every single thing about pageantry because the contest was actually in 1 week. So I did my auditions.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm loving this conversation. Your friend has told you go and try because you dress very well, but you said you learned everything in pageantry in 1 week, which is massive. Most people don't know, and most people, when I ask them, why did you join pageantry? Oh, my friend told me you look beautiful, or you can just try, or I thought it's time to start.
Yeah.
Could you tell that person at home or in campus who want to contest
Yeah.
that it's not just about beauty? What does it take to be a beauty queen?
Yeah. I actually, honestly speaking, I thought it was about the wares, not even beauty. For me, I thought it was about fashion. Yeah. Honestly speaking, it takes more than that. Because it's been around 5 years, 7 years. We're in 2025.
Yes.
It's been around 7 years, and up to date, I'm still learning about pageantry. It did not end in that 1 week. It's not that after the 1 week of training, I was now the queen of know it all. I'm still learning till date, and it takes a lot. It takes character, it takes resilience, it takes discipline, it takes. You hear about beauty with a purpose, so most of the times it's usually about the heart and not just about the looks and how you wear. You might have the most expensive outfits, the most amazing outfits. You might be the most beautiful human being, but at the end of the day, without that heart, most of the times you end up not winning the crown. So it's more than what my friend told me.
Yeah, I mean, when people see the beauty queens, they associate modeling and just pageantry, which is, for me, I keep telling guys, is just a thin line. It's like water and oil. They will never mix. You can be a fashion model without intellect at all, but you cannot be a beauty queen if you're not intelligent, because one of the things is you need to be a leader. You need to advocate for something. So there's so much needed. It's like going through school, and I love the way you're saying you're still learning things
Still
7
learning
years
till
later.
date,
I've been in it for 25 years.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
there's still a new thing.
There's
So
something you're always learning.
yeah, I think your lot was the last Miss University that we actually did. So we're going to do Miss University at the end of this year. So the guest that came on the 11th episode was talking about she's been a judge all around most of the universities. So he was telling guys the way people feel when they don't win, that either the judges were corrupt. Okay, there's some places where the student leaders, the students themselves want to corrupt the judges, and it's not done professionally. But where I was going to is a lot of these people do not understand that almost 60% in a proper pageant is judged off stage.
Exactly.
And in the night of this, it's just showbiz. So a lot of things that you see that night is 40%. So you've spoken about leadership, unity, discipline, and all that. What about when it comes to now the night of the event, which is showbiz? Showbiz is something different.
Exactly.
You must be, it must be the show. So there's makeup, there's the dress. Tell us about your experience. I know you've done a few pageants. And what happens at the backstage of a proper organized pageantry?
What happens at the backstage?
Yes.
During the night,
The
me
night
as
of
a
the
model,
event.
yeah.
Yes, as a model.
A lot usually happens when you're talking about in my mental space as a one when I'm contesting. Um, you know, there are usually a lot of what ifs. What ifs? What if I'm crowned? What if I'm not crowned? What if I mess up? What if? So there's usually a lot of mental aspect that goes on in the backstage. People end up crying because not because you're scared, but because you feel like now whatever you are thinking or the thoughts have just like gone off limits. Yeah. So that is one of the major things that happens in the backstage. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But apart from that, it's usually more of putting your outfits together because you want to be the OG when you get on the stage. Sometimes you check your outfit and you check in your neighbor's outfit and you're like, oh my God, like, how did they think about this? This looks amazing than mine, you get. But I think at the end of it all, I think my last, and again, I'm not saying this because you're here and because you're my manager for Miss University Africa Kenya, but when I went to contest for Miss University Africa Kenya, I think that was the most amazing pageant I've ever gone for. Like I went there with the mindset of just having fun. I went there to just be proud of myself at the end of the night. And honestly speaking, it was the best decision I ever made. And I think I have a story just before we continue on how my contest for Miss University went about. But yeah, I think on that night I was really calm. I felt ready. Something that most of the times you usually, like as models, you usually feel like we're not ready because things are usually just, it's either your designer messing you up or your makeup, you feel like your makeup is not just that makeup that you're used to. So yeah, I think that is a lot is usually, but more on the mental side rather than whatever, because you usually find that your outfits are ready, your makeup is on top, every single thing you've taken food, but your mental health is usually like the psychological aspect is usually all over the place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So just before we move, at backstage, like you said, mental is key.
Yeah.
And a lot of things that run backstage,
Yeah.
your makeup, you're a designer, probably at the backstage, one of your makeup artists is male and you want to just remove
Exactly.
and probably this is your first and you are tense about.
Exactly.
So there's so much that happens backstage. But if you're not very careful, you may never make it to that international stage.
Exactly.
So I'm back to Egerton University, and there was so much that was happening before even I met you at the when I was organizing Mr. and Miss University. One of the things is the passion and the love about charity that you kept pushing staff from Egerton. Could you kindly tell us your project while you're in campus? I think you still do it.
Yeah, I still do it. Yeah.
What drove you to this project? And is it still on? What would you advise the contestants? Some of them come into contests without a purpose. Pageantry is about purpose, and what are you going to give back to society? So briefly on your time in campus and your projects.
Yeah, yes. I'll try as much as possible to be brief because this is my baby.
Not brief as in
what I'm trying to say, it's usually really hard to be very brief when it comes to Crown with Care Foundation. So Crown with Care Foundation is an organization that advocates against gender-based violence. I am the founder, and it's been ongoing since I was in Egerton. Reason as why I started Crown with Care Foundation. First and foremost, I graduated with a degree of bachelor's in arts, gender and development studies. And this means I did gender, and in campus I was also a student leader. So I started as before I got into student leadership, I started as the chair of the Gender Students League. So this league ideally will just meet and talk about gender issues, and people started calling me Mama Gender, and that's why I got myself also into Congress Gender and finally Director Finance Egerton University. So people would always associate me with gender. even you'd meet men
Yeah.
who would be scared to talk about gender issues or male, because according to them they thought I was what is this word? Feminist, yeah.
Yes.
They thought I was a feminist, yeah. There's a time I was at my place, yeah, and before I was going to my place. So I got to my door and I found a lady. Then the lady is like, you're Sandra. I'm like, yes, I'm Sandra. How may I assist you? Then she went ahead and said, I was given your number by someone. I'm having this issue. My children have not eaten. My husband is doing this and that and all that.
That's in Compass?
Yes, in campus. And this lady who's coming to me is not a student.
Yes, yes.
She's a lady who just resides in Joro. And one way or another, she was shown my place. So she came, I remember I just first, because she just started talking and talking and talking. And I realized, oh my God, let me just first open my door, put my things in, and invite you in for you to explain to me what you actually really are talking to me about. How, where may I come in, yeah, as a person. So she started explaining, oh, my kids have not been eaten and all that. And I don't want to continue with whatever she said. But I think that is when I realized people actually believe in me, and people believe that I can be the change, or rather contribute to the change in regards to GBV and gender issues in our society. And that's how I came up with Crown It Care Foundation. I did not want to associate the foundation with my name, because I wanted everyone to feel part of it. So when I came with Crown It Care, the idea was everyone has their own crown. Be it you're good in maths, be it you're good on the runway, be it you're good in public speaking.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own crown, yeah? So we just need to tap into their crown and show them care and love for them to blossom, yeah? So that's how I came with the name Crown It Care Foundation. So the idea is to advocate against gender-based violence through creating awareness about this specific issue, because it's quite sad that till date we are talking about this specific issue. So while we are at it, we also advocate on matters mental health, amongst many other humanitarian activities. Yeah? So I think what I'd like to mention to models, modeling again, like we mentioned, modeling is not about the beauty. It's not about the fashion. It's about your heart. So most of the time we talk about beauty with a purpose, yeah? So what is your purpose? I usually tell most models, you can just start thinking about your purpose when it's 1 week to an event or 1 week to you contesting, yeah? This is something that you need to think about way before. So when you're planning to, if you're at home and you're planning to join modeling, you can start by thinking about your purpose. So what is something you'd like to bring to the world to help us change and change the world into a positive environment? So it's more about your purpose, yeah?
Wow.
So yeah, I found my purpose in advocating against gender-based violence.
I listen to you sometimes about your foundation and what you've done, and I get so emotional because I think there's so much that's happening around the world that people take for granted. Like just that young boy or girl in the streets who is just walking and just borrowing that shilling. I would want one day, before you give them that shilling, just find out what is their story, because everybody has a story.
Exactly.
But this is the reason I was asking, is so that the people who want to contest, like for example Miss University, the dean, the student leaders, to actually understand that there's more to catwalk in pageantry. And you've said it so well. So most of the time, like you said, let them start thinking about it. Not think about it. When you're going into stage, you start at that point when, oh, I'll do charity, I'll do what it is. It's not you.
Yeah.
So you're done with the Egerton University, you've won the pageant, you've come to the city of Nairobi from Nakuru. I think that time Nakuru wasn't a city yet.
Yeah.
And not just from Nakuru, you are in some university in the rural of Nakuru, in Joro. I went to school in the town next to Joro called Elbagon. Many years before you got to Egerton. Beautiful place, ambience and stuff like that. But you get into Miss University Africa, and the first person you meet is some tall, beautiful lady, the choreographer, and you're wondering, boss, is it a military camp or what? So you're in the boot camp. What was your experience with the choreographer, Miss Debbie Yugi?
Honestly speaking, and again,
Yes.
this is not me trying to say things that just to say things for
Yes,
someone
yes.
to feel loved or anything. Just being genuine over here, yeah. Funny thing about me, I think being a student leader helped me to interact with so many people. The DVCAs who would usually, we'd go to for a meeting with them and they're like, we are professors, what are you telling us? So I have interacted with many kinds, yeah? So when I went for Miss University Africa Kenya, I remember meeting Debbie and everyone was scared, but I was excited to learn. I never carried I never carried anything from the training to home because maybe someone like spoke to me badly. I just remember there was one time that Davey actually mentioned something during the night of the event, and if that didn't break me down, I don't think something like will ever like break me down.
Yeah.
Because I think I just understood where she was coming from. She was just doing her work. She knew like she was given children to take care of and to make sure in that period of time that we would end up being nurtured and some growth will be seen. And that was she did. Yeah, people
Yeah,
have
yeah.
different leadership skills.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was hers. And I think one thing about life, it just teaches you how to turn lemons to lemonade. So you learn how to like actually work with it, with what you have
Very
at that
true.
specific point. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I think everyone would testify differently.
people
And I
are
like,
different.
yes,
People
yes.
are total, and I think one like that is something I keep on learning. People are totally different. People have different personalities, and what you try to do, if they can't like change to for you to feel comfortable, you have to learn how to like now change that lemons to lemonade. Yeah,
Lemonade, yeah.
yeah.
So true, because a lot of people cannot stand the trainer, and also a lot of people understand and they appreciate later on that if it wasn't for that training that was given, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Exactly, 100.
For example, those guys who want to register for Mr. and Miss University 2025,
Yeah.
number 15, you come and find Debbie. If you're not ready, then just forget it.
Please, guys, please. If you're not ready to meet Debbie, just don't register, please.
You'll first do squats.
Oh my God, tell me about it.
You will run in your heels.
Oh, I'm telling you, what? Don't even remind me. Don't remind me. Like, we had to work. I think it was a boot camp of 3 days.
Yes, 3 days.
But what? It felt like a month. And I remember people were making comments saying at least we didn't go, because I know Mr. and Miss University, it's usually a boot camp, like a month boot camp and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
People were actually grateful that we didn't go for that boot camp because it was 3 days.
But serious hard work.
Serious hard work. Serious. And I think that's what people don't see. People just see the end product. You don't see the process. Immediately you get to see the process, I think you'll appreciate the end product.
Exactly. So one of the things that we push, I was talking to a friend of mine who was my model about 2005. She's now an American citizen and serves in the military, American military, which is the best military in the world. But she still says one of the reasons why she made it at the boot camp, because the boot camp, military boot camp, is a real boot camp. It's because she went through the boot camp at the pageantry, so she appreciates it. So sometimes you feel like you're being pushed. Like I think somebody said, somebody asked, why should I train and have the best catwalk and stuff like that? So you have to go through hardship to be able to. Leadership is not easy.
To appreciate even that crown when you're crowned or that title, you have to like work so hard for it.
So hard, yes. So you're at Miss University, there's tension, and now, boom, boom, it's time now to know who the winners are. And I think, was it Dr. Fueneke who was your MC?
Yes.
Yes. How was it at that moment? First, there's the moment of truth, where they cut it down to the top 10 of question and answer. How was it backstage? You've done your evening wear. Now we're saying we want now to know ukweli na uongo of the real thing. How was it?
So let me just take you back kidogo before we get to that moment. Yeah. So I think my friends are the ones. Was I the one who saw Miss University Africa Kenya, the poster itself, or was
Yes.
it my friend? I don't remember. I remember when I saw it, I didn't want to contest. So one thing about me that people don't know, I struggle with tension. I struggle with tension. I have a fear of losing. Actually, that's one of my biggest phobias. Yeah, I struggle with the fear of losing. Yeah. So when I saw that poster, I was just skeptical. I was like, sawa, we'll see. I'm still looking for the one. I'm still looking for the one that I'm sure I'll win.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that is what I was telling myself.
Yes.
I'm still looking for the one that I'm 100% sure I'm
So
going to
this
win.
is too big for you.
I'm like this I can't. I'm going to
Yeah.
meet the top of the
Yes.
top de la cream of the de la creams in the.
Universities, yes.
I'm like I'm not. This is actually not for me. So I remember I was really not for it. Then I think I registered just for let me see if I'll get to. Let me see. Then I got to I think the next level. Yeah. So when I got to the next level, I was still not going to contest. We started voting, and I was still. I wasn't going to contest. I started seeing my friends put in the votes, and I was like, you know what? I can't let them down.
Maybe jump in.
Immediately, I started seeing people like voting. I was like, power, let's just do it, yeah? So when I started, I wasn't for it. So the next level was, so let me just do it and see where we go to, yeah? So, and again, after registering, I had decided like, this is going to be my last pageant. So I just wanted to have fun. I wanted to invest my time, my energy. I wanted to give quality over quantity. I just wanted to give the very best shot for my last pageantry. Yeah? So when we got to the boot camp again, I was just giving my best. When it came to the voting, I was giving my best. I remember we were just here with Laura.
Yeah.
I was just giving my best. You get my point?
Yeah.
When it comes to video, I remember there's a time, because I was in Nakuru, my videographer was around, then we went to a certain place, fancy place, paid for the place, went to take a video shoot just to tell people that I'm participating. So I was giving everything high quality. A1. So I remember even with my outfits and all, so I was so ready. My traditional outfit came from all the way from Turkana.
Wow.
Like it's
the real traditional.
From Turkana, like the place,
original man.
The original, like I'm not even lying to you.
Yeah.
My dinner dress was made by Flamingo Handmade. If you've interacted with Bruna, you know like she's not also really cheap. Yeah. So I was really ready. Yeah.
Wow.
So even when I was going on the stage, from introduction to creative to the national, like to the from introduction to the creative outfit to the traditional, I felt like I was owning the stage. I was having fun while I did. So I didn't even care about the results to start with. I was like, and I think this is something I usually tell all models when we are out. Yeah, I keep on telling them, or when I'm mentoring them, don't go there to win the crown. Go there to be proud of yourself. So this means even when the judge decides to crown so and so, at the end of the day, you will crown yourself because you will have made yourself proud. So when we got to top 10, I was happy that I got to the question and answer. They asked me a question about gender-based violence.
Wow.
I know, I was so happy.
Yes.
And I thought I aced it. I watched the video because I was editing for my YouTube channel. And I was like, if my lecturer saw my answer, he would slap the hell out of me because what was I saying? But again, I give myself grace because of the tension that is usually on the stage. When we got to the crowning moment, again, like I mentioned, my mind was not there. I was just happy. I had the feeling of content. I was happy at the stage I had gotten to. I had already been crowned Miss Congeniality. So I was happy. I don't know. So when they called me as first runners up, I was happy. I don't know. I was happy. If you saw me on stage, I was so happy.
It's rare. It's rare for people to be content. And you didn't win. You know, it's they say.
Oh my God.
Winning is for the number one. We say in contest, in pageantry is sisterhood.
Exactly.
When you are on the top finalists, that will forever remain. You are a finalist in 2025.
Yes.
We need to learn that it's not every day that you win. And any of the three who are there, the crown, because you're almost the same.
Exactly.
So for me, I
anyone
believe,
can,
yes,
and anyone can win.
I
It's
believe
not
it's the
just
grace of
you.
God, yes.
It's just God's grace. Because the fact that you're all in top 10 means that it's either or, like no one, like it's not gonna be you automatically.
Yeah. So you're first runners up, and you are up the world. You've done your thing.
So happy.
You already have, because there's that mentality that you cannot have two Sash.
Yeah.
You already with congeniality, and you are here first runners up.
Yeah.
Was there family? Was there Egerton guys? You're coming miles, not like you're from KU where the bus can bring them. How was it?
I had so many people. I think if you were there, you'd notice that there were so many people screaming for me. And I remember like people, I was tag number 1, so people were they just knew tag number 1. They're going like I had so many. Yeah, I was tag number 1. Wow. So many people would really like. People were just anticipating for tag number 1. So by God's grace, I had so many people. People that I met in other pageants, like when I went to watch, you get. Yes. So like people will we're just friends. They're supporting someone else, but they're like, I also know her, so let me also support her. Yeah. So that's how I got like a massive also support from people. Wow. And I remember when I was actually called as first runners up, they weren't happy, but I was happy. So I was like, they were like, I'm like, I am so happy, and I think immediately they saw I was happy, they also became happy. They're like, as long as you're happy, we are also happy.
They give you your flowers.
Exactly, my point.
Because I think most of the time, we don't prepare our fans for number 2, number 3, or just having the crown.
Exactly.
So I think people need to learn about pageantry, and not just in Kenya. You see Miss World and like, no, number 2 should have won. She's more prettier. Exactly. We're just looking at the physical, just not about pretty. The face, I tell guys, when you look at Esther in the Bible, there's the quality that she had to become the queen, and a lot went through, and that's exactly what we look for. I need guys to be able, like you as an ambassador, to be able to talk to these young people. Like you say, when you talk to them, go have fun, but make sure you deliver 100% and leave God for the rest.
God, leave it to God.
You're done. Crowning night is gone. And you're now a leader in university pageants. Give us some 1 or 2 moments that you never forget being part of the pageant, later or before.
I think number 1 would be the sisters I got from the pageant.
Yes.
Especially when they called the winner. I was like, a secret to you all, Ivy and I were rooting for each other. So we kept on telling each other, if it's not you, it's me. If it's not you. So we were always like that. So when I saw the winner, I think I got content times 100. So I was like very, very happy. And I remember we actually celebrated. We went, took photos and all that. So I think the sisterhood that I got from there, Lancer, I got so many friends from there. And number 2, the doors that Miss University Africa Kenya First Runners Up title opened. I believe that the title actually gave me so many opportunities, including the different, I've been judging events at campuses, and I feel like it's because of that title specifically. Like because you introduce yourself as Miss University Africa Kenya First Runners Up at a campus, and they'll want to hear more. What can you bring to the table? So again, I feel like the opportunities that I have gotten as a model, and whatever I learned a lot at the boot camp, branding myself and how to make good use of opportunities and how to carry myself as a model, just not walking into an event as a normal person. I am actually owning a title, and I need to carry that brand with grace. So those are the things that I can highlight from Miss University Africa Kenya that I keep on holding to heart till date. Sisterhood, the different opportunities, and what I learned from the bootcamp.
Wow, Sandy, you've mentioned something that was my next question. People really do not understand how powerful the branding is. 2020, during COVID time, when Kenya Eye, the guys have gone to Two Rivers, when they were launching it, I was meeting up with, I was invited by my good friend, the late Chris Kirubi, for the launch. Because at the time of COVID, there were very few people. So about 50 of us were there. So I tagged along Miss University 2018, Charlie Ariel. So we got there, and apparently the president was invited, Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta. So he came in a bit late, and the function was there. So we were very few people. So he got this chance of now talking to everyone, saying hi to everyone.
Yeah.
So he reached where we were standing and saw Miss University. So like, Miss Universe, like, no, I'm Miss University.
Yeah.
So he took like almost a minute just conversing with us. There were higher people level in the government that he just said hi. But because of the branding, he stopped underneath. That people have never understood. I see people misusing the brand. You can see badly dressed in campus, Miss You, and you're like, is this our queen?
Exactly.
Yeah. So what did you tell the queens
Yeah.
about branding?
Yeah. I think
About that sash, about that crown. Yeah.
I think it all goes back to I'll address you like the way how you look is how people will address you. Yeah. So even before the sash, yeah, especially even let's just go direct to the sash. You're representing a specific brand. So I think right now I'm in sales department and I do a lot of sales. And I think one thing I've learned about sales is when you're representing a specific brand, you want to protect the brand, yeah? You don't want to end up destroying a brand, yeah? So again, you put yourself in a shoes where someone is wearing your brand. How would you like them to actually carry that brand? And now change that to the specific brand that you have, that is your sash. So I am Miss University Africa Kenya first runners-up, yeah? That is a brand that I wear so proudly. And the way I'd like people to address me is how I wear and how I decide to like where to be seen with it in the first place, yeah? Because I don't want to be seen in the clubs with Miss University Africa Kenya first runners-up sash, honestly speaking, yeah? This is someone's brand, and at the end of the day, when you're crowned with someone's brand, you ought to actually really take care of it like yours, yeah? So it starts with how you wear, where you're seen, and like just how you dress generally. So branding, it's about like how you want people to view you as a person and what you want them to associate you with. How you choose to do that, that is on you and your decision to make, yeah? But again, you keep on remembering that this is someone's brand and you can't end up destroying it, yeah? That's why people usually sign contracts, because there's a certain way that you ought to carry someone's brand, yeah?
Great. So what my guest is saying, branding is key and it can give you a lot of opportunity and opening. So if you are a beauty queen, be that queen that will be able to move the brand to the next level. So you, like you said, it's not because you're sitting next to me or else your manager that you think this was the most beautiful pageant that you've gone to.
Yeah.
Your winner that year, your queen, currently the Miss World First Runners-Up.
First runners-up.
1 year, 2 years into pageantry, which confirms that at least the things you learned were key at that. Because I think she was beaten by a runners-up, I mean a repeater.
Yeah, repeater, yeah,
and then he had done it before.
Exactly.
So luckily, probably by a quarter mark, she would have been crowned.
Exactly.
So you said a lot of opportunities in terms of work, judging, hostessing and stuff like that was come your way.
Yeah.
So you're at an environment, I know you work at a place where you communicate and meet a lot of people. I know you're a good communicator. Are there stuff that you picked from Miss University that has helped you advance your career in terms of now communication? Yes.
First and foremost, I actually improved my public speaking at Miss University, Africa, Kenya. Because I remember even being called for an interview when we were in the boot camp, yeah?
Yes.
So that is where I grew my confidence and my public speaking, which are key elements at the workplace. So definitely those two, actually, I believe those two, also leadership skills, because when you're at the boot camp, you're given opportunities to even like lead the team, or who wants to do this, who wants to pray,
Yes,
who
yes.
wants to, you get, that is one of the things that actually shows leadership skills. So definitely 100%. Three things that I've learned, that I learned from Miss University Kenya, that actually got me to where I am even at the workplace is: number one, public speaking skills, confidence, and leadership skills.
Wow. So we're doing we're back to Miss University, and this year December we'll be crowning another queen.
Yeah.
That does not mean your leadership ends.
Yeah.
You'll be a queen forever.
Exactly.
Nobody would be Miss University Africa first runner-up 2022
yeah,
forever and
no
ever.
one, yeah.
So I want you to advise those people who are coming into pageantry what they expect, how crazy it is. It's not easy,
Yeah.
and the leadership skill that is at Mr. and Miss University.
Okay. Number one, I would advise you to first go for it. Yeah. Don't be scared about anything. You might be scared, but you actually don't know, because honestly speaking, what if I never contested for Miss University Africa Kenya first 2022? I'll probably not be here today. Yeah. So number one, go for it. Number two, be prepared. Do not just wait for a month too. You've had, it's going to be in December. We're in April. You have around 8 months, 7 months to actually work in preparation to the crown or to the event, which actually is not usually a joke. So prepare. If it's hitting the gym, hit the gym. If it's working on your public speaking skills, if it's working on your project, if it's branding yourself, if it's working on your outfits, please start right now. Yeah. And finally, do not be over expectant. Yeah. Expectations, leave them at home. Yeah, it's okay to look forward to something or to dream big of something, but let's not have expectations, because that's what brings a lot of enmity after a contest. Yeah, and at the end of the day, honestly speaking, you need each other. I would, and 100% I tell this to people, you need each other, because whoever you'll be meeting in that event or in that contest is the next event organizer, is the next Miss World Kenya, is the next Miss Universe Kenya, is the next so and so. So you do not know whoever you're meeting, and you'll actually really, really, really need them to grow your brand. Yes.
Oh, great. Well put. Now, there's something you talked about. Your dress came from Turkana. You talked about Bruna.
Yeah.
Great designer, not very cheap. So people go into pageantry thinking, I'll just go and collect. Pageantry is expensive.
Very expensive.
I want you just to let guys know that you cannot just walk on catwalk just like that. Your shoes that you'll be working for 1 year, the dress looks like what.
Yeah.
So what do they expect in terms of finances?
Honestly, modeling is expensive, and I will not even lie to you about it. And this just doesn't apply when you're preparing for a contest. This applies also even after. Because remember, again, like I mentioned, you're carrying someone's brand, and this means the way you carry yourself and how you do that actually requires monetary value. Yeah, it requires money, it requires finances. Yeah, so you can just wake up one day and decide to go contest with whatever money you have and expect to win, honestly speaking. And that's why I really appreciate the fact that Liki has already announced it out there, that we have Mr. and Miss University Kenya 2025 happening this December. So this means you have 7 months of preparation. This means you can save, if it's a specific amount of money every single month in preparation to that event, because it takes a lot. There's makeup involved, there's hair, ladies, there's hair. There are heels. You can't wear one heel for every category. You can't wear the same heels even after being crowned with every outfit. Remember, again, you'll be carrying someone's brand. You'll be going to events after events. What will you be wearing in those events? So for you not to feel a pinch, or after the event you start feeling like, oh, now I'm broke, just start saving and preparing. If you're to contest for any big pageantry, prepare 1 year before. Just don't wake up one day and decide that you're going to contest. You'll decide to pay maybe for gym because you want to maintain your body. That is money. You'll decide to be making your hair after every 2 weeks. That's money. Every event you go to, you have to do your makeup. That's money. So honestly speaking, you can't dissociate. You can't remove or separate money and modeling.
Great. Well put. So if you're coming from a campus where they support you, start pushing for those finances to come out. Get that brand, like my guest has said, it's not cheap, and you can only be recognized, or the campus can only support you when they can see your reign. By the time you're getting into asking them, they can see you've done a difference, you've done your projects and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So 7 months of trying to make sure you're the best. One of the things that we do at Mr. and Miss University, we take you through a vigorous bootcamp, probably 3-4 weeks, that will mold you to become a different person. So before we close Sunday, I want you to look at that camera and advise that young girl, that auntie, grandma, mom, sister that wants their daughters to get into pageantry. What do they expect? What do they need to do? And just be successful.
Yeah. So first and foremost, pageantry pays. It pays good money. Yeah, people actually build houses, buy cars with pageantry money. So yeah, it does pay, and this means it's worth the investment. Yeah, I talk to parents who have actually small kids and actually advise them to start nurturing from a tender age. And apart from pageantry, like it's usually, when I was starting modeling, I remember my parents having an issue because of the notion that people used to have about pageantry. That's long gone. Right now, pageantry is about purpose, yeah? So at the end of the day, it's like you're beating so many things with one stone, including growth, including public speaking, including projects, including fashion and how someone dresses and addresses people. So it's more of a whole package in one, just that it's now in pageantry. So it pays and you grow in it.
Thank you so much, Cindy, for being part of this session. I'd listen to you every other time. I can't imagine we already gone 40 minutes.
Yeah.
This was Sash episode 12 with the beautiful Sandy Eloquence. I'm even scared if I was the host, our interviewer. So this, we ask you to subscribe to be able to let us move and become bigger and bigger. So if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe and watch season 13, which is even more brilliant and fire. Those who are intending to contest for Mr. and Miss University, make sure you look at our handles, and we are up, we are on, and we're gonna be big this time, bigger and bigger. Now, before we close, we want to thank you. We are in Nakuru City, the city of ladies. That's why the 2 episode was short here. They say schoolgirls. The governor is a lady.
Kihika.
They are Governor Kihika. Yeah, I went to school with a brother. Brothers,
Nice.
in fact.
Yeah.
Governor Kihika, the senator Karanja, of course the women rep, and there are 5 MPs in one county. And you've just listened to the lady, the power of her speech. She's eager to change the world. So thank you so much, Chili's, for giving us this opportunity to be able to record here. We'll see you next week, same time. Asante sana.